Sailing Bedlam. The name says it all, and Bedlam is certainly her game. It's hard to know if this video can truly convey the whirlwind and emotions and experiences we had over the next 3 days, but I'll do my best to keep things clear. Truth be told, giving you a real impression of what we went through might prove tricky. It was nothing short of an incredible journey. The plan was to set sail from Pwllheli to Penryn with favourable weather and providing a promising start. We were blessed with great weather and excellent winds throughout most of the weekend, which made for joyous sailing conditions throughout. Timing, wind and tides is essential for smooth sailing. They say you should never sail by the clock, but sometimes practicality wins out. We had to push through because John needed to leave Pwllheli and switching to our mooring as we entered the main channel past Pwllheli. It's time to literally speed up everything we've got because the tide is just turning against us now. So it's going to be a hard push, but we've committed now. With both engines on, we decided to put the big engine on full throttle. Obviously worried about the overheating again, but we have to. Fortunately, we got some wind, and we put the sails up very quickly. Going as fast as we can. Got both engines on. Engines screaming away. What are we doing now, John?
2.4. Not best to go.
2.4 I am doing. Okay, you should be able to cut it. What have we got?
2.5.
Okay, you should be able to cut that engine now.
Engine back to neutral. Down to 1.9, 1.7.
The plan at this stage, with the sails up and the engines going full res, was to obviously cut the main engine because that was really beginning to overheat. And if you can see to the starboard side here, you can see an eddy, which is what I was aiming for. Very shallow, unfortunately, but it was worth the try to get into that eddy and reduce the flow of the water against us. And that was the aim. Now, to get through this was to keep on going through all the eddies we could find. There are quite a few little tiny eddies which really reduce the flow of the oncoming water, and that was the aim. Had two choices. One, to try and ferry glide, but we'd have to go right out into the middle and the flow is really strong there. So the idea was to keep into the side and go for eddies, and that was the aim of this, getting through past Pwllheli. The tide had really sped up now, and we were really beginning to struggle. But I don't know. I don't want to turn around. At this point, we were debating whether we could put the main sail up, but it was so difficult, and we would have had to turn around, and I didn't want to do that. The engine was going mad, beeping like mad. Switched it off now, we're just on the outboard. Good job we got this outboard, I'll tell you. Wouldn't have got through there. We're trying to pick every eddy out we can spot to try and get through. Not easy. But we're getting, what's our speed now, John?
0.8.
2.8. 3.8. Oh, 3.
3 knots.
Yeah.
3.2.
Yeah. 3.2. Yeah. 3.2. Yeah. Yeah. 3.2. 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 Yeah. 3.2 and we should get into Carnarvon. We've got an hour to get into Carnarvon.
No, dude, 3.5.
How long have we got to get into Carnarvon?
12:30.
What time is it now? 11:30.
11:20.
Yeah, so we've got an hour to get into Carnarvon. Should make it if we continue at this speed. But obviously the tidal race is going to increase on the other side. We'll see how we go.
I can do it with 7 knots now.
Doing 2.7 knots at the moment. We're slowing down because we're in this, almost in the centre of the channel now.
Not much wind, are there?
And there's not much wind, so we haven't got the wind with us anymore. But we're heading towards Carnarvon, and there's Carnarvon just there. So hopefully, the gates close in an hour. Hopefully we'll get there. This should do, but it's touch and go. This whole trip has been touch and go. This Carnarvon Castle. We draw forever closer. Although the tide is getting stronger now, so we're punching the tide quite heavily. Yeah, something. This Carnarvon Castle. Time to get the fenders ready, even though we're still struggling to make it. The outboard is doing an exceptional job. Can't believe how well that is working. And fortunately, we had some wind with us, which was even better. One of the things I learned off this trip is when you go sailing, take a retired vicar and a preacher's son, and that really helps. Just making our approach now. Tide's beginning to pick up. We had to put the foresail up again because we'd slowed right down to just 0.2 of a knot going forward. So we wouldn't have made it without the sail. We can't put the diesel on until we're literally approaching the dock because we can't adjust the outboard. So this is going to be real fun and games. There's no adjustment on the outboard. It's just flat out or nothing. And we've got diesel. We've got the diesel. The sound disappeared at this point, but given the difficulty of getting in against the tide, we had to turn to starboard to go through the gates. But obviously, because of the pressure of the tide, we were afraid of getting pushed down. So the aim was to go right past the gate, even though we were struggling, and then turn and come into the gate, which worked. Thank God for that. Well, we made it by the skin of our teeth, literally, and we just squoze in the gap. But then we found out the Marina's still open for another hour. But we wouldn't have made it anyway. We certainly couldn't have gone against the tide any more than we were. We were down at one point to 0.2 of a knot going forward, and that was hard work. Fortunately, we had the wind, which really helped, and that was it. Time to relax and a well-earned cup of coffee. I'm going up and see what we can do while the others get sorted. Not quite the mulberry, but yeah, it does reasonable snacks. Don't know what the coffee's like yet. But yeah, it should be good. So I'm just hoping I'm going to be able to do this video justice because I'll tell you what, it's one of the most nail-biting video trips I've ever done. I mean, there was very little danger at any point. But the thing is, it was trying to get all the times, the gates, the tidal gates right. It was trying to get all that so that we could just get through in time. And literally, we just came to Carnarvon Bar against the tide on an outboard engine because the diesel couldn't have packed in, it overheated, and on an outboard engine, and we were just started to go backwards when we got some wind, and we put the foresail up and away we went. It was great. I can't get you in. Here we are, people. Grand meal at the end of the day. We're missing Stephen. Notice Stephen's changed. we have a fourth crew member now. Alice joins us, and Stephen's gone off to get his push bike from Bangor. But yeah, we've got 4 tomorrow. Never thought I'd be filming this morning. Here we are, ready to go. We can't leave till 8:30. It's now 20 to 7. But yes, it's a lovely morning, which is also good. But we really didn't think we'd be here. Very still, very calm at the moment. That's not the forecast. It's supposed to be getting up. Gusting 17 today, 18. And but yeah, so far very calm, very nice, very pleasant. Still cold. It has been cold throughout this week, actually. Weekend, sorry. Feels like a week. But yes, very good. John prepares us for our 3rd day, is it? our 500th day as we leave. Very calm, very nice actually. Quite good. We need to move, John. Now leaving Carnarvon or Victoria Dock, heading up to the Menai Straits, the swellies, and that's our next challenge now. And again, it's something that is dead easy if you get the timing right. Get it wrong and you're in trouble again. I think he's thinking of turning around and coming back in, and the padlock's there.
Go behind him then.
Yeah, go behind if you can. Yeah, you should make it. Notice how the diesel is happy chugging away at low revs. He has no problem at low revs. It's only when you speed up. Got enough cars not indicating, but when boats don't. As long as you make your manoeuvre obvious, then people are happy.
Right, should we get Orca up?
Yep. Right, we're only doing 0.7 knots, John, so we need to be doing at least today. We couldn't understand why it was only showing 0.7 knots, and the reason why is because we had no internet connection at this stage. Once we sorted out the internet, we were doing 5.2 knots. Left just on 20 past 8. Came to out of Pwllheli. Go. We've changed course now. We're just testing people out of Carnarvon. And Alice is taking us through the swellies. First time ever. First time ever taking the helm. And what a trip to do it with. Nice weather, mind you. Calm. Not much wind. On the motor, we're doing 5, what is it?
4.5 at the minute.
4.5 knots. There's the white light above us, see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not illuminated.
No, it's not illuminated. And there's the tide race.
Right, Roy,
Yeah.
just help Alice.
Yeah, you're right. Just straight towards the pyramid. And then start to port now. Start turning to port. The idea at this point is to get those two posts in line. Yeah.
Too wide stand. Too much to draw.
Not too much. Yeah. See that cardinal down there? That pole sticking up.
Black and yellow pole.
Yep.
That's what you're heading for. You're heading for that when we line these up.
We've got 8 metres beneath us.
Yeah. Right, now you're almost in line, so head for that yellow and black buoy. Marker.
Yeah, perfect.
She's starting to swing in, so make sure you just keep it.
Aim direct.
Yeah. But she will swing. You see these current steels, these will pull you sideways.
Keep it on the board all the way. Yeah, we will. But aim directly for it, but we won't go.
And you're
We
missing
don't
rocks
hit
by
it.
about 5 metres.
Yeah.
About that close.
It's on the rocks. And we hit that bob on time as well, 10 o'clock.
Yeah. As with all these tidal gates, get the timing right and they are so easy, and people often wonder what all the fuss was about.
4.4
But as I've said before, get it wrong and you'll know about
Rib
it.
going to come through the bridge in a moment. We'll just let that do its thing. Far more manoeuvrable in here than we are.
More to starboard, and you line that boat house up with the centre of the bridge. I mean, you're all right anyway, but you know.
We're going to miss the platters on this line.
Yeah.
No, we're not. According to the chart. You happy, Roy?
Yeah, more to port. Well, more to port.
Right.
That's it. Okay, well. Back again. Starboard to the centre of the bridge now.
Right, clear of the platters. In nice clear water now.
You've done it.
There you go. Hop under this bridge. And you just motor through the Menai Straits for the first time. And when we've done it 100 times, you won't be quite as or tense, or whatever emotions you're feeling right now. I know the emotions I felt when I first went through.
Yeah. He was jumping up and down and singing. And that was before we got through.
And that's why you get the really big rush, because all this water's going that way and going, oh, we can get out. Beautiful, isn't it?
I've not really been able to look around because I've been so locked in.
You saw nothing.
I saw nothing. That's it.
You did well, Alice. You did well.
Right.
And you can straighten up now. Head down.
Straight aim for the end of the pier, pretty
Yeah.
much, isn't it?
Yeah. If you read all the write-ups, it
I
is
was like, oh, I'm gonna film
it says how difficult it is, but get it right, and as I say, it's easy. And to do it for the first time, having read everything, it's quite frightening, but she did very well. Alice did excellently.
So when we
On our way to Penryn now. Got the outboard running again because the main engine wasn't working as well as we wanted. So we'll use that once we start some more up. We're back to rev control on the outboard because the diesel wants to whistle away even though we're going slow. Approaching Penryn now, even though the Diesel was on low revs, it still decided it was overheating, so we're just using the outboard motor now, which is very difficult to control because you've got to lean over the side to do that. But, you know, it needs must, and as I say, it's got very little control because it's either on or it's off, really. There's no fine adjustment with it, so we'll do our best.
Pick it up by the nose, if you can, it's better because that way we can, if you miss it, you can pick it up coming back. Let's spin that motor. That's
Just ticking over enough now to pick up the buoy for our mooring.
Got it? You got it? We've got hold of it, but we're not tied on. Safely in Penryn, picked up the mooring, even though problem with the engine. And this is where she'll stay now. This is John's mooring buoy. And he'll stay here now. Penryn, quite nice mooring here actually, John. It's not bad at all.
It's good. Dead easy to get to the side. And that was it. The end of a journey. An excellent journey. Most entertaining. As I say, not dangerous, but really nail-biting. Trying to get those gates right and trying to get in time for everything and trying to get through against tide. It was excellent. Full disclosure and transparency. Here's Stephen and John's impression of the trip.
Well, this was an excellent shakedown cruise for John's new boat as we went 2.5 days from Pwllheli to Carnarvon and on to Bangor, where she's going to be spending the summer on a mooring. And it was an eventful trip, but the weather was kind to us with some eccentricities. After a very cold first night on board in Pwllheli Marina, we started out in thick fog, and it was very eerie, having filled up at the fuel berth to be pushing out to sea with about 100 metres visibility, reliant entirely on our plethora of electronics to guide us on our way. So all was good and all was safe, but hearing from the shore the strange echoing far distant sounds of the occasional dog barking and emergency vehicle siren and other vehicle sounds reminded us of the shore being on one side, and then you heard these eerie noises of other boats being around which you couldn't see but you could hear their engines. Soon the fog cleared and we were out into sunshine, able to put up the sails and test that out as well. But our journey took some time, 16 miles, I think, down to Bedlam. That's all we managed to log that particular day because we had trouble with the cooling in the engine tending to overheat. So the whole trip, I think, took us something in the region of about 9 hours to manage, but slept well that night. Day 2, Bedlam to Carnarvon. But were we going to make it? Setting off at 4 o'clock in the morning with the moon setting over Bardsey Island was a magical experience. Virtually no wind, and we were putting along using mainly the outboard, which was certainly our trusted go-to over this particular cruise, with the engine, main boat engine, overheating. But the outboard certainly did the job. It was slow work, but soon the wind got up. Good broad reach taking us up towards Carnarvon, a wonderful sail. But the debate was, were we going to make it in time? We reached the clear safe water mark at Carnarvon probably just about at the last minute while the tide was slack, but we had some way to go in through the channel. Making our way up there was okay, but by the time we got to the Narrows, we were certainly pushing against the current. The only way we made it through, crawling through, was by getting to within a very short stone's throw of the mainland bank, edging our way up, just making it through the Narrows, but we certainly weren't home and dry. We had to make the stretch, hugging the shore all the way up to Carnarvon, and even then, by the time we got to the Marina, it was a case of will we or won't we make it, as we edged closely to it, doing about 3.5 knots, and the current certainly making probably a good 3 knots against us. We just squeezed through at what must have been the last minute. We were home. Had we been another 10 minutes more, I don't think we'd have made it. But we got there, and it was great, and it was welcome to arrive, have some lunch, and enjoy an afternoon and evening in Carnarvon. Day 3, lovely trip up the Straits, glorious sunshine, and no particular eventualities other than it was great to have Alice join us for this last leg of the trip. She navigated us beautifully through the swellies, and we were soon on the mooring, and Bedlam was at her new home. So, great cruise. Thank you, John. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Roy, for a great cruise. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great fun. And look forward to sailing together soon.
And now from the owner, John.
Well, I don't really know where to start with all of this. Bedlam certainly lived up to her name on this one. The first trip out of Cardigan Bay in about 15 years, according to the old owner. So certainly the longest trip she's done in a very, very long time, and what a trip it was. Tell you what, leaving in Pwllheli in thick fog, did not anticipate that whatsoever. That was certainly a very interesting experience, my first time in fog as well. The engine overheating issues were very annoying, because we did flush the entire cooling system and fit a new thermostat and impeller, so that's going to take a little bit more investigation works. Sailing through Barty Sound at night was absolutely epic, as was the sail up to Carnarvon Bar and fighting our way through the Bedlam Narrows. Just an absolutely intense trip. Looking back, it's so exciting and thrilling, but in the moment, I tell you what, there's some terrifying moments on my account, that's for sure. And I say, the real hero of the whole story is a 2.5 horsepower outboard that, was sat in a garage derelict for quite a while beforehand. So that certainly saved our skin on a lot of those approaches, especially getting into Victoria Dock, which I think without that and without the bob-on timing, we would not have done, and we would have been spat back out for the rest of the day. But yes, it all went rather well. All said and done, always going to be a few hitches. Alice got to helm through the swellies for the first time, which is pretty epic. Pretty good claim to be the first time helming that boat, and to take it through the swellies is quite the achievement. But yeah, all said and done, pretty sorted really. Very glad she's where she is now, and yeah, a whole summer of excitement and fun awaits.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. It does help the channel. Thanks a lot.